All right, so let's discuss this. Recently, Road Dogg sent out a tweet, or I think he replied to somebody. Actually, that's how this whole thing started. He replied to somebody. I think he was saying. I think the person was saying, "Why is Kevin Owen keep losing? Like everything." He kept.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah, he was saying like, "Why is Kevin Owens keep losing?" Something like that. And Road Dogg responded with, "Wins and losses don't matter. It's all about character, and he's got it." Now, okay,
No.
like character is important. Don't get me wrong; it's very important, and so is and definitely so is everything. Like character is important. Storytelling is important. Booking is important, and definitely wins and losses are important. It's not everything. Like it's not like the main thing, but it is very very crucial in that whole thing.
If it's not important, why even have matches?
Exactly. Like if wins and losses didn't matter, then why did WWE make a big deal of Undertaker being undefeated at WrestleMania and build that to be like such a like huge thing for every WrestleMania? And why was everybody freaking out and make it such a big deal when Lesnar ended the streak?
Because wins and losses don't matter.
They do. You see everybody's reaction when Lesnar lost. Apparently, it does. I mean, when Lesnar won. I mean, when Lesnar beat Taker. Apparently, it does matter. I mean, that's really so. If wins and losses didn't matter, why when Daniel Bryan won the belt at Mania, that we were all going crazy, and that it mattered, and it mattered to us that he won.
We got behind an underdog.
Wins and losses do, but he was saying, and he was trying to justify it like wins and losses don't matter because you can't have a guy win all the time. You can't have a guy that you're behind win all the time, and but yet they say wins and losses. He says wins and losses don't matter. If wins and losses don't matter, also if wins and losses don't matter, why is Cena winning all the time? If wins and losses don't matter and they're really behind him, they'd have him win and lose all the time.
And why are they still? Why in the past have they shoved Cena down our throats because of all those wins and title reigns?
Exactly. Like I don't understand. Like if wins and losses, like if that's their whole, and plus they say it's all about character. What kind of character development like do they think they have? There is no character. It's just people are all those guys are all the same.
Unfortunately, but what if? Not what if. Oh yes, if Road Dogg was actually paid or was told to say such words.
It wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't really surprise me. It's like it really like that comment really scared me. Like it really frightened me. Like this was part of somebody who was working in WWE, is a road agent and is a veteran in the business. He's been there for 20 plus years. Wrestled for 20 plus years and he says that.
Then everything else is a lie.
And it's like wow, they really want to kill this company. They really want to kill this company. Like I'm really convinced now. Like after hearing that comment, after seeing that comment, I'm really convinced that they honestly don't care.
I don't want to automatically say abandon ship, but
Yeah, I don't want to say it either, but like, but oh god, like what? But that's just like that's without a doubt the most ridiculous comment I've ever seen from a credible from a guy who works there.
No. What would be worse is if after Roman wins, after Roman reigns, wins back to the WWE Championship. Let's just say there's all this backlash, and then suddenly one of the WWE creative, let's just say Triple H himself was asked was asked to say world titles, world title reigns don't really matter. It doesn't matter who gets the world title. It all depends. All this matters that the guy wins the belt.
Yeah, that's kind of saying the same thing as wins and losses don't matter, or that's kind of backing it up that wins and losses don't matter.
Uh,
Like that is so ridiculous. Like that is so ridiculous on
coming from
so many levels.
coming from the creator of NXT and the captain of DX 2.0.
I know it. That's just bad. Like I just can't believe that came out of like a like if it came from a fan, like if it just came from a fan, like that's different. Then we'd be like bro, you don't know what you're talking about. But this comes from a guy that's been there for 20 plus years in the business, and he says that on Twitter.
Yeah, you're probably just baffled still by all of this.
Yeah, I really am. Like, and it just explains everything of how WWE just does their whole just books their whole rivalries nowadays.
I just want to sneak into to a creative meeting and to hear these ridiculous ideas to try to.
I know. I really wanted to. I really want to see what goes on behind the scenes. I'm actually really curious. Like, if I could have like a camera that could go all the way, that I could have like that it could be like filming a conference or a conference between creative during that time, and then get the feedback right back on my laptop and me watching it live. Like I'll probably be like astounded at this whole thing.
Like, wow, you guys really believe in this? Unless Mr. McMahon's forcing you to say all this stuff, like, wow.
Like I really think like I'm really believing that McMahon doesn't want to give that company to Stephanie and Triple H. He wants the company to die with him.
No, that's a theory I had myself. That's the theory I kind of had inside myself. That what if Mr. McMahon secretly wants to kill this company and is doing everything he can to make it as terrible as possible? But no.
I think because yeah, it has to be that because how does a guy who's built himself an empire and was genius at creating money and creating stars in the Attitude Era and yeah, creating new stars and how were they like so good at it back then in the 90s, but now they just completely suck. Like that doesn't just happen. Talent just doesn't go away like that.
Time. Imagine if Mr. McMahon walked right up to you, or you walked straight up to him and asked him that, and then he says, "Time. Time changes a man."
That's no excuse. If you know that you can't do this anymore, then don't do it and quit and retire. That should be the mind. Like if you that should be the mindset of everything. Like if you know that you are not good at what you do anymore, and it's time to go, then go and retire. That's it. But he continues to do it. So there shouldn't be no excuse for not having a better product. There really shouldn't.
What are we gonna do? Just hope for a new hope.
Yeah. Pretty much right now, like pretty much right now comparing it to Star Wars, like if we're gonna go there with Star Wars, this is pretty much like now the WWE has just gone into the Empire. Has just become the Empire, and now we're waiting. And now we're waiting for that Luke Skywalker to come and save us.
Okay, question: when WrestleMania 30 was on its horizon, when we transitioned from WrestleMania 29 to 30, did you get a different feeling that we're kind of entering a new era based off of the stars that were competing at that time, similar between 19 and 20, because it's not the exact same feeling, or it's a new type of feeling?
I mean, I kind of got that feeling of a new era after WrestleMania 30, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the same way because hey, when we were introduced into wrestling, well, with you, you started with WrestleMania 19, but for the most part, we started off with WrestleMania 20s, and now we're in the 30s, so it definitely gives you a different type of feeling inside.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, maybe with me, it's age. Maybe it's just age, but majority of people think the way I do, so it's probably not age.
Yes, yes. Well, then again, it depends how the quality of wrestling is as well. But wait. If you haven't, check out what culture's video on WrestleMania booking part one. It's
I
actually quite
well,
good.
I actually did watch it.
Your thoughts?
Um, I'm trying to remember what he talked about.
One of them is having a triple threat match for the Intercontinental title and having Chris Jericho win the title one last time.
I mean,
I'd be alright with it.
only if the purpose of it is to try and bring, relevance back to the Intercontinental title. And to help him create a new star with that Intercontinental belt and have good rivalries with it. Then I'd be on board with it.
Or even just have it be a send off to Chris Jericho and let that be his last match.
Or that too. Yeah. And then in his last match, he defends the Intercontinental title against some young guy, and they have like a great rivalry. They have some kind of great good rivalry and good matches, and then finally that guy beats Jericho for the Intercontinental title. And then that's Jericho's last match. Then I'd be down with it. I'd be on board with that.
Yeah, but I'm sure in the back of WWE's own mind that they're gonna do something with Roman Reigns and Triple H that's actually gonna make it seem good.
Well, that's pretty much the only match so far I'm like looking forward to for WrestleMania is Reigns and Triple H for the title.
I'm not really looking forward to it, but it feels like the only match I'm actually looking forward to is whichever match AJ Styles is in, because Taker's planning to be booked with Braun Strowman.
Oh God. Oh.
Why did Sting have to be injured?
I almost died.
Wait, you didn't know that?
No, I knew that, but like just thinking about it is oh.
What if during the match, or before the match, Michael Cole makes a reference to WrestleMania 9?
Oh my God, that whole match would be exactly like WrestleMania 9. Probably even an exact image of WrestleMania 9. How is Taker gonna be like gonna be on that kind? How is Taker gonna like have a one of his awesome WrestleMania matches with a guy like Braun Strowman? And plus, the guy has only been around in WWE for like what, like 5 6 months. He's not ready for that spot.
I feel more bad for Bray Wyatt and Lesnar. Another match I'm not looking forward to. But,
I know Taker's just gonna have to sit it out this year.
no
I know
way.
because
No.
who could he possibly face unless Sting decides to face him.
Well, hopefully he's still doing a good major recovery from injury. So hopefully, no. Nobody's smarter than this. They're better than this. They just screw themselves over like this.
The only credible opponents that he could face is Sting, which hopefully he recovers in time for that,
Yeah.
or John Cena.
Yeah.
But Cena, I don't even know if he's gonna be recovered in time for Mania.
Seth Rollins could be.
Unless his mutant powers or Superman powers heal faster.
But it's been rumored that Rollins might be back for WrestleMania.
Well, then I really can't see Rollins and Taker. I don't think Rollins is ready for that spot. I mean, even though he closed out last year's WrestleMania as world champion, I don't know. I really don't see him in that spot.
I got an interesting idea for fantasy booking.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, let's just say AJ Styles is competing for no one contendership match against, along with Chris Jericho, to become Super Face Intercontinental Champion, Dean Ambrose. Then suddenly, out of the crowd comes Seth Rollins, attacks. No. We find a way to have Seth Rollins face off with AJ Styles in a face versus face match.
How would Seth Rollins be babyface?
He's gonna be babyface when he comes back.
How do you know? But like that wouldn't make sense if he just goes right after the Intercontinental title. He's part of the Authority. Like he's just not gonna be like with the Authority all of a sudden.
I'm feeling
They're
it.
gonna bring it like they would just come back and he's a babyface and they would just forget that he was part of the Authority. Like it doesn't make sense.
I'm feeling it.
I mean, unless they do something like just have, or maybe just have like a mid Carter be with the Authority, and then I don't know. I don't know.
A mid Carter
Like
AJ Styles.
no, not AJ Styles turn heel, no. But I don't know. I don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just gonna see how that plays out. I really don't have any prediction for that Intercontinental title picture. They said the he said the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal would go to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
He said who would he say would win the Battle Royal? Sami Zayn.
What were we talking about the Battle Royal?
Who did he say would win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal?
I forgot who, but I think one of them involved Ryback.
Well,
No,
Ryback is going to be in it, but like I don't think he said he'll win it, but
Sami Zayn wins it, and Daniel Bryan endorses in him.
I mean, I'm alright with that. I'm okay with that decision. I mean, if they want to take advantage of Daniel Bryan, of the whole, Daniel Bryan retiring and then making like a new type of Daniel Bryan character, then I think that's the best way to go. But definitely, I hope. I mean, from what it looks like, it's probably going to happen. Charlotte, the Divas title, Charlotte, Sasha.
We need Snoop Dogg and Ric Flair in their corners.
That's right, and then that will be the match. That will be a Divas match I would really love to see, and those two tear the house down, just like they did with the NXT Takeover. I believe it was I don't think it was Rival. I think it was Our Evolution. Our Evolution they faced.
Imagine if that was the case with them. Imagine if all those matches actually happened. Imagine if. Wait, hold on a second. Oh yes, imagine if Charlotte versus Sasha was the only good match on the card.
Wow, that'd be pretty.
Ironic.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean that's kind of what the WrestleMania speculation for me. I mean,
I want to be proved wrong.
I mean, so far it doesn't even look that good because again, like there's speculation about Taker and Strowman, and then there's Brock and Bray, which clearly is happening. And the only match I'm kind of looking forward to is Reigns and Triple H. Because there's no real match that I'm really looking forward to. Maybe the AJ Styles match, whatever that is. But other than that, it doesn't look like that arena is selling out and breaking that record.
We might